specifically shopping center leasing. When you are doing shopping center leasing as an associate, one of the first things that you're told to do is to go out and go canvassing. And if you don't know what that is, that's essentially going door to door from business to business at the shopping centers within a 1 hour drive or longer from the property that you're trying to lease, and trying to find businesses that are looking to expand and open up another location. A lot of associates, newbies, and senior don't really like doing this because they see this as grunt work. They do see this though as, hey, if I go out and do all of this work, almost like manual labor, then I'm going to get leads that could turn into deals. And that is the effect of canvassing, which causes more deals to happen, which is why a lot of the heads of departments want their agents to go canvassing. But now let's look at the secondary and tertiary effects of just simply canvassing. If you go religiously once a week, about 50 to 52 times a year, and every time you go for 8 hours, you speak with at least 50 businesses. So 50 times 50 is 2,500 businesses that you speak with over the course of the year. If you are making your pitch 2,500 times, you are mastering your pitch. You are getting objections, questions, comments, and over the course of 2,500 times, you are learning how to overcome them and to better tell the story of your property. Not only that, as you're canvassing, you're driving all of the streets of your market and all of the neighboring markets. You're physically walking door to door the shopping centers of not just your property, but all of the properties within the cities surrounding your property. If you're doing that, you get so much knowledge of the competition and so much knowledge of the trade area that it is absolutely unmatched. And that soaks into your brain. You know exactly where every store is on which corner, and you know which streets are busier than others from a first-hand perspective and not just from Google Maps or Placer AI. Now, when your asset manager or vice president comes into town, they might say, hey, take me for a ride around the market and tell me your market. If you've done those things that I just talked about, talk to 2,500 businesses surrounding your property, which, by the way, another ripple effect is you learn more about that area because they might tell you new things that are coming that you had no idea was coming. But you also know your streets, you know your competition, and that knowledge comes across with so much confidence that it is so evident from that asset manager or vice president, president, or CEO that they are extremely impressed. When they get impressed, that means you have a higher chance of promotion or you will get promoted. At the minimum, you will get more properties to work on, which will help you grow professionally. The ripple effect. Similar ripple effects happen when you do a lot of other tasks that a lot of people don't like doing, such as networking, reading leases, loan abstracts, etc. And I call this the Mr. Miyagi Effect. If you watch the movie, you know what wax on, wax off ultimately led to. My name is Chen. Welcome to my channel. I talk about the commercial real estate industry from the first-hand perspective of an owner-operator with over 20 years of experience. So let's go back to Saglo. If we acquire properties and then generate over the preferred return by a good margin, so maybe at least 12% yield on those properties. And the only way to achieve those kinds of yields is to lease up the properties quickly, drive the rents at the renewals, and then watch the expenses on the property level and keep a close eye on the capital expenditures for the projects. Now, we've done a great job and pretty much did exactly that at South Bay Plaza, Sun Point, Florida Waters, and Dunn Village, which means that if we've done it before, we can do it again. And if we're generating that kind of returns, guess what? The investors are going to be lining up to give us their money and also going to be telling all their friends and family, you got to invest with Saglo because these guys are providing us such great returns and such a great experience. When you have access to that much capital, you get to buy a lot of properties because you have capital to buy. Now, if you're buying a lot of properties and you're in the market all the time, CoStar picks it up, Business Journal picks it up, guess what? People are going to notice. And if people notice that you're buying a lot of properties, you get offered a lot more off-market opportunities and also direct from owners maybe wanting to sell you their properties because they know that you're executing and that you have a high certainty of closure. If we're able to do all of that, our portfolio gets larger. We get to start more funds. As our funds repeat themselves, we have that many more properties, which means that all of our people, our team, have a lot more responsibility. They have more space to lease, more vendors to speak with, more tenants to collect rent from, etc. And if we're doing that, that means that we have more money to be able to pay our Saglo employees higher wages, and larger bonuses. And that is the ripple effect. Watching this video, if you've enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment. That really helps the algorithm. This is a micro channel, and I'm trying to really scale teaching the YouTube universe about commercial real estate. Thank you so much.